This changed everything. Absolutely everything. The realization that only the big win matters. The big win at the end. Think about, for example, the space race. In the space race, who was the first to get a satellite into space? The Soviets. Who was the first to get a thing alive into space? They sent a dog. Well, it was the Soviets. And after all that, it didn't matter. Because only the big win at the end matters. So because the US got man to the moon, they won. Only the big win matters. The same way, if you go and you play football, it doesn't matter who wins the local cup or who wins the first 10 games. As long as you get the big win at the end and win the World Cup, that's all that matters. Nothing else matters. Or any war in history is proof. It doesn't matter if you win the first 10 battles or the first 100 battles. As long as you win the last big battle that decides the whole thing, that's all that matters. I mean, Germany in the Second World War won. They kept winning for so long. But it doesn't matter because they lost the big battles at the end that led to the Germans losing. And you can't just go, Napoleon can't come back and say, I won against the first coalition and then the second coalition and then the third coalition and I won against like 7 different coalitions. None of those matter because he lost the big battle at the end. He lost the big thing at the end against the last coalition. And that's what matters. Only the big win matters. Nothing else matters. And that is such a freeing realization because you realize that you can lose again and again and again and you can fail. And it doesn't matter as long as you keep going and in the end you get that big win. And that is the only thing that matters. And so all the failures, all the other things, they literally do not matter. So that's the one thing that absolutely changed everything once I realized. It doesn't matter if you post 100 videos, get 0 views, as long as you keep going and in the end you make it. That's the only thing that matters. The second thing that absolutely changed everything, and once again I mean everything, is when I realized that the world is binary. Literally, like binary code, 1010. Because either you do something or you don't. Either you take action or you don't. Action or inaction. 1, 0. Those are the only options that you have. And so this realization changed everything. Because when I realized that I have literally only 2 choices in this life. Either I do something or I don't. And if I don't do something, then you will always wonder, what if I had done it? What if I had tried? And the only way to see it through and see what you can become and see what could happen and see what could be true is if you take action. And if you don't take action, you will never see it through. You will never see what could have happened or what could have been. You will never see it. So the world is absolutely binary. Either you do it or you don't do it. And if you don't do it, then you will never see what the possibility was. You will never see what you could have become and who you could have become. But if you do it, then you have the possibility of becoming the person that you actually want to be and seeing your life through in the way it was meant to and seeing all the possibilities that you can make happen. And so that really changed everything. There is clearly no reason not to do things and not to do the brave things, because if you don't do them, you're never gonna know what could have been. You're never gonna know what could have happened. So you have to be brave and do it, because the world is binary. Either you go and do it or you don't. And if you don't, you'll usually regret that more than actually just doing it. Now the third big realization that changed absolutely everything in my life was when I realized that you have to be willing to lose. You see, if you're not willing to lose, it's literally impossible to win. It's literally impossible to win. Think about any sport at all. Let's say football. And you can use literally any sport as an example. Ice, hockey, you name it, whatever. So if you're too scared of losing and you don't even play football because you're too scared that you might lose, you can't win because you're not even playing. So you literally have to be willing to lose to even have the possibility of winning. You have to be so much willing to lose that you're willing to start playing football, and only then do you have the possibility of winning at football. And if you're not willing to risk losing, you won't play, but then you won't win. You literally can't win because you're not even playing. And that's with everything. Think about business. Think about if you start a business. If you're too scared that, oh no, what if the business fails? What if, all the people around me who say, don't do it, it's too risky, no one in our family is a business owner, so you should never start a business. All the people who say that. Maybe, if you're too scared that they're correct and, maybe it'll fail, and then you never even try, well, then you can never win. Your business can never succeed if you start it because you were too scared that it might fail. You have to have the bravery to start it. And you have to be willing to lose something to gain something. That's how it works in absolutely everything. It's like, you shouldn't gamble, but everyone understands that if you go into a casino, the more you bet, the more you can win. It's linear, The more you bet, the more you can win. If you go to the roulette table and you bet $1, well, you're not gonna win a lot. But if you bet $1,000, you can win way more. And it's the same with everything. You have to be willing to lose. And you have to be ready to lose. And when you are ready to lose, that will give you the courage to start playing. The courage to actually do it because you're willing to lose. And when you're willing to lose, that's when you open up the possibility and the opportunity to win. And to win big. And once again, only the big win at the end matters. So those are the 3 big realizations that literally changed everything. It changed everything. Once you internalize these things, it's like, why shouldn't I start a business? Why shouldn't I make videos? Why shouldn't I go to the gym? Why shouldn't you do all those things that you want to do and which you should do? Because these 3 realizations make it that they are exactly what you should do. So go out there, chase your dreams, and have a fantastic day.